What's up guys, my name is Anna and how's it going? Hi, this is gonna be not your typical reaction or response video to like what I did last year, which was a wish list video with a predictions video about the 2022 Need for Speed game. Now what I will be doing is I'll be taking a closer look at the stuff that I got right, the stuff that I wished for and didn't get, and then, yeah, that's basically gonna be the video. So, get yourself strapped in, cause we're just gonna talk over it. Alright, so my first wish was, I wished for the controls to not be awful, and I think to some extent my wish came true. Every car feels pretty responsive, and the only issue I have is when you're driving at a high speed, and when you drift into a corner, it kills all your momentum and you just sort of slow down. And I think it's really awkward, and that brings me to my next wish, Brake to Drift adding a purpose. I wished for Brake to Drift to add some purpose to the game if they were to bring it back, and they did. As I said earlier, I don't like it when you're driving at a fast speed, and when you drift into a corner, it kills the flow completely. Now, I don't have a high performance vehicle of my own yet, but the game lets you drive S-ranked loaner vehicles in the online mode, and throughout the story mode, there are delivery events in which you need to take a vehicle to some place, and most of the time, I don't know, it just kind of feels awkward. Other than that, the drifting just feels fine, just not at high speeds. And I am aware that you can tune your car to your own liking, and that it's probably just I haven't gotten to the point where I do have a fast car and I've tuned it to my own liking. So, anyway, next off, I wished for a different gameplay loop rather than the, oh, play some story mode event, and then do some events until you level up, and then once you leveled up, you get to do another story mode event. That kind of spiel. And that's kinda here again, but with a different coat of paint. It seems the story in some elements is completely recycled from Heat again, but on that in a second. With this point, I also mentioned how I wished different events to be present in the game, rather than the usual race, time trial, and drift event setting. And my wish didn't come true. We got some new events, like the takeover, which doesn't really do it for me. Then the events you take a street racer with high heat to their garage is pretty cool, and then there's also the delivery events, which I like, because you get to try different cars. But outside from that, yeah, there's not a ton of variety here again. Like I mentioned earlier, the story does feel a little recycled to Heat's, as in reusing its formula along with the structure of the game, but I wouldn't say it's outright, it really bothers me. Now, I wished for the story to just add something to the game, and I disliked them going back to that idea of the animation of the previous two games, and well, I like what's here, to be honest. I like the characters, and Tess is adorable. Then next up, I wished for a course maker like in GTA 5, and you get to set up all kinds of rules and settings, and oh, do you want the event to be certain region only vehicles, or do you want it to be V12s exclusively? And no, I did not get a course maker. Then next up, I wished for online multiplayer to not be terrible, and this is very decisive for most people. But to me, I like it so far. In case you're unaware, the online campaign is basically just the same single player world but with zero story. And to unlock cars, you'll just have to beat challenges and play events. I don't hate it, but there was literally nothing done in terms of pursuit mode and anything else. Then I wished for the map to not be terrible, and to me my wish came true. I like the map and the overall world building. As I mentioned in my early impressions video, what I think makes the map good is, if you were to drive off a cliff and there's a road below it you can drive on, then you'll just keep crashing down until you make it to that road. The rocks you drive on isn't some out of bounds place that would respawn you, and this specifically bothered me in Need for Speed Payback. Now, I wished that there wouldn't be any unnecessary vehicle duplicates, like 5 different Aventadors or 4 different Hurricanes, or like so many different Spider versions of supercars. And I just wished those resources wouldn't be wasted on making a very clogged up car roster, and they doubled down on this. But what we did get is that you can sort the car roster by either alphabetical order or in terms of performance rather than only the price. Then I wished for there to just be customization present in the base game, since the only thing we knew at the time was that Criterion was making the game, and if possible, I really just wanted very in-depth customization, and it's definitely a step up. Then in terms of modding in years down the line, all I hope for would be modding to be very simplistic to do, and yeah, I don't know about this one yet, fingers crossed. And then in terms of Pursuit, I wished that it goes back to the Most Wanted 05 ways, with the challenges that game specifically demands. And no, Pursuit just kind of feels shoehorned in as an afterthought, but so far I like the cops in the game. I have only been challenged by the cops with a low tier vehicle so far, and so I hope the level of difficulty doesn't decrease the faster my vehicles get. Then next up I made a bunch of predictions of how the game would come, and yeah, let's go over them. Now first off, I predicted the game would be delayed, and it would not come in September, but November 20th. Yeah, that was a very ambitious prediction. The game came out December 2nd. The only thing I kinda got right is that the Palace version of the game came out, I think it was the 29th of November, so I still kinda got November right, but not really, so yeah. Then I predicted the game will be short and have awful replayability, and so far I haven't beaten the game, so I don't know for sure, but I feel like I've only beaten about 20% of the game. So I hope that I'm wrong and that I still have about, like, at least maybe more than 10 hours of gameplay left to do or something, but so far I think it has plenty of stuff to do. And then I predicted Toyota would be a bunch of wankers, and that December 1st we would get the Supra MK5 DLC, and the game came out December 2nd, so yeah, I'm wrong on this again. Toyota are still a bunch of wankers, they're not in the game, and I guess the only thing I think from what I know is EA does plan on making DLC for the game, so I don't know, I'm probably just wrong with this one again. Then I predicted there would be no online gameplay in the first week of its release, and then, surprise surprise, speed lists would return, and no, I'm wrong on this. I think both versions of the game, the Palace edition and the normal edition of the game, they both had online from the very beginning, and well, yeah, props for Criteria for actually, you know, sorting this one out. I was completely wrong on this one, and I think I also predicted there would be like a pursuit mode, and yeah, well, that's also wrong. There is like no pursuit really whatsoever. There is like no pursuit engagement in the online world. So yeah, I'm just wrong. Then I predicted Pursuit would be the game's selling point, being heavily promoted. I think my conclusion to this prediction was just, oh, Criterion just made, you know, they sorted out Hot Pursuit free on, you know, modern hardware at the time, the Hot Pursuit Remaster or whatever it was. So I think that was just my thinking on this one. Then I predicted microtransactions would be present in the game, and you would have the loot box type of stuff, spiel. You know, you have like, you do your races, you earn coins from doing the races, then you can buy the cards, and then with the cards you can open a crate, and then inside of the crate there will be just like, I don't know, some very rare neon lights or whatever. So, but yeah, no, this was something they did in Payback, and it's not present in the game so far, so I think that's a win. I predicted rubber banding would be in the game, and it would be a huge deal breaker, but no, so far I don't think it really has. There have been times where the AI just kind of glue to you, and it's just kind of like, how are you possibly keeping up with me, but whatever. Then I predicted the controls would be shit, and I don't know, that's decisive. I think the controls are fine. I don't dislike them. The only thing I kind of take an issue with is drifting at high speeds, and it just kills all of your momentum. but maybe that is something you can tune. Then I predicted there would be no variety within events and no course maker whatsoever. And yep, I predicted that basically correctly. I mean, yeah, we got 3 new types of events added to the game, but they all don't really do it for me. I guess they're kind of cool that they're there, but it's nothing that really lights my world on fire, to be honest. Then I predicted the car list would be an expansion of last game's car roster with a few DLC inclusions, and so far, I think there have only been plans to include DLC, but nothing's really happened, and yeah, I'm 100% correct with this one. They basically copied the car roster of Heat's game, and they added a few new cars, which is cool. Then I predicted the RSR would not be the meta, and I was totally right on this one. So far, the Regera has been the most overpowered car from what I've seen, and the huge deal breaker in online lobbies have been people detuning a Ferrari to like a B class, and then it's completely broken in the B class somehow. And that's been it so far. No sign of the RSR being the best or whatever. So yeah. Then I just randomly predicted no drag racing events would be present in the game, and so far I don't think they have been present. It's just been another disappearing event throughout the Need for Speed series somehow. And then I did my bingo thing, and that's what you're gonna cut to right now. Alright, so here we are, the bingo thing. We're just gonna breeze over these. Game isn't rushed. No, they delayed it for about a year to help out Battlefield. I wouldn't say it's rushed anyway. Race Pass, Battle Pass, not present in the game. Basic offense return. What I think I meant by this would just be basic events, I guess. They're back. Basic racing events, basic challenges. Yeah, they're present in the game. Very basic events. Underground free. That didn't happen. Codemasters additional support. I think that something like that was announced, but I don't every time I boot up the game, I don't see their name anywhere unless I'm just not looking. So I don't know, question mark, I guess. Pink slips return didn't happen. Microtransactions haven't happened so far. No online upon release. Nope, there was online. Rubber banding problem. Give or take. I kind of need the question marks at this point. Need for Speed. There was a whole debate about changing the title to that. Didn't happen. They decided to go with acronyms for this one. NFS. No story. There's a story, alright. Criterion made a story. 10-hour campaign. That, so far, to me, I think I've only done 20% of the game in about 5 hours worth of time. So, I don't know. If that's a sign for things to come, I still haven't explored all of the game yet. Game delayed. By a year, I guess. But I feel like at no point when they announced its release date did they ever push further than that. So, I don't know. I mean, it did get delayed for about a year, so I am gonna give it to myself, though. No Toyota. Nope. No Toyotas whatsoever. Awful controls. Debatable. I don't think they're terrible by any means, so, question mark, I guess. It's debatable. No drag racing. Nope. No drag racing whatsoever. Forgotten form of media in Need for Speed games. Heavily online focused. I wouldn't say heavily, and I definitely wouldn't say it got pushed. So it's just kind of there, I guess. I wouldn't say it's heavily pushed though, or heavily online focused. No DLC announced. Well, I do think they have like plans to do DLC, but not like they haven't really been that loud about it, I guess. Pursuit prioritized throughout the game. Nope. It's just kind of there, I guess. Bad car list. Debatable. I think it's basically just a copy and paste of the last game's car list, but they added a few things. So, I don't know. I don't hate it, I guess. Debatable. I'll just put it as debatable. Well-polished game. I think it's well-polished, to be honest. I have the very occasional graphical error, or I just crash into like a random thing. But yeah, whatever. So far, it's a solid game. Bugatti Return, that happened. RSR is not the meta. Oh, that's true so far. Game released in October, that did not happen, and the game is based on a Chicago-like world, and that happened. So, no bingos. I did get a bit more at the end than I thought, but yeah, that's gonna be the bingo section done. Over to me. And that's gonna be it. Thank you guys all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, if you want me to make videos like this in the future, let me know. I've definitely got a few more prediction, wishlist type videos down the line. And yeah, well, that's gonna be it. Thank you guys all for watching. And peace out!